to start this edition of Shows Off here, we're going to do something fun. So I'm going to roll out the red carpet and provide my mid-season awards for Alabama football. My mid-season awards here for the Crimson Tide. First time ever, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. In my own words, mid-season awards here for the Crimson Tide. Just giving out some honors here for a couple of players that have done well, or a few players, as I should say, that have done well at this point, to this point, as we are 6 games into the campaign here for Alabama. Could have been 7 if Alabama would be taking on LSU this weekend, but since it's not, this would be the perfect time to kind of dive into these mid-season awards and pay some honor to a few of these young men that have been outstanding this year for Alabama football. So, start this thing off here. We've got my most outstanding offensive players. Most outstanding offensive players. We got 4 of them. Come on down. Mac Jones, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, and Landon Dickerson. My 4 most outstanding offensive players. Mac Jones, self-explanatory. Not a lot of people thought preseason he would have the season that he's having right now. I mean, this young man leads the SEC in completion percentage, 78.5%, passing yards, 2,196, passer rating, 210.3, total quarterback rating, 95.5. He's having a great year. 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, just exceeded all types of expectations. So he's number 1 most outstanding offensive player. Number 2, Najee Harris. You know, Coach Saban mentioned to him prior to the season, if you come back, Najee, we're going to give you every opportunity to hit on the goals that you have, both individually and team goals. And Harris took it running and has done a fantastic job this season. 714 yards rushing on 124 carries, 14 touchdowns. His output for scores, first in the SEC, first in all of college football in terms of running backs. He's averaging 119 yards per game on the ground. We're looking at 3 100-yard games this season, including 1 200-yard performance against Ole Miss, 23 carries, a career-high 206 yards rushing, with 5 touchdowns. So that's Najee Harris there. Devontae Smith having a big-time year at wide receiver. 59 catches, he's got 759 receiving yards, 759 receiving yards, 56 catches for Devontae Smith. He's got 8 touchdowns, averaging 126.5 yards per game. He has tied Amari Cooper for most career touchdown receptions with 31. Smitty having a big-time year. And then Landon Dickerson, big year on the offensive line. Run blocking, pass blocking, following assignments, big-time communicator, big-time leader, the anchor of this offensive line. Now, if Jalen Waddle would have been healthy at this time, I would have put him as the 4th guy, but because he's not healthy, I'm going to go with Landon Dickerson as the 4th most outstanding player here to me, mid-season awards here for Alabama. As we roll over now to the most outstanding defensive players for the Crimson Tide. Got 4 of those guys as well. And we honor Patrick Surtain, Malachi Moore, Christian Harris, and Will Anderson. So Patrick Surtain II quietly having a stellar year. I mean, he's only given up 1 touchdown pass on his side all season. That came against Tennessee with Jarrett Gorentano finding Josh Palmer. He's got a pick 6 this season. He is one of the team leaders in pass breakups with 6. Just a strong, good year here for Patrick Surtain II. And when you talk to Coach Saban about him, he regards him as one of those guys that you love having on the team, you love having in the locker room, and he wants other players defensively, especially in the secondary, to have that work ethic that Surtain has. Malachi Moore, the freshman's being a straight-up playmaker, straight-up baller all year. Every single week, He's done something different in practice. He's done something different in the games. He's been Johnny on the spot making plays. Pro Football Focus loves this young man. He has got people thinking about Minkah Fitzpatrick meets George Teague. Been a big season here for one Malachi Moore. Christian Harris, right behind Dylan Moses in terms of total tackles. He has been, he's done well this year. He has gotten better game by game by game. He's got the most solo stops this year with 30, so definitely Christian Harris. And then Will Anderson closing in on that first career sack, but when he's not sacking quarterbacks, he has forced, quarterbacks to be flushed out of the pocket, to not be comfortable in the pocket. He's had, other guys be able to make plays. He has taken opposing offenses out of their rhythm. He's been drawing double teams. So when you're a freshman and you're drawing double teams from opposing offensive linemen, you know you are doing your job up front defensively. So Will Anderson right there also. 4 most outstanding defensive players: Patrick Surtain, Malachi Moore, Christian Harris, and Will Anderson. When you go to the most improved guys, most improved offensive players for Alabama, give me John Mechie, Emil Ekiyor Jr., and Miller Forrestall. John Mechie, who played quite a bit in 2019 as a freshman, did some good things, but this season he has exploded onto the scene at wide receiver. 3 touchdown receptions so far this season, averaging 86.2 yards per game. He has really complemented the likes of Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle. Waddle prior to injury. He and Mac Jones worked out a lot over the offseason together, and the A-Day combination from the 2019 spring game, alive, well, and doing big things there. John Mechie, most improved player. Behind him, I would look at a guy like Emil Ekiyor Jr., who's having a strong season there on the offensive line at that right guard position. Now, a lot of people thought that he would be the guy at right guard, but he has truly stepped up there, solidifying his role as the 5th guy on the offensive line. And then Miller Forrestall, we all have known him as a pass-catching, athletic tight end. This season has gotten a whole lot better as a blocking tight end, bringing the full package to his game altogether. Those would be your 3 most improved offensive players. 3 most improved defensive players here. Give me Christopher Allen, Phidarian Mathis, and Josh Jobe. These 3 very much improved. And Chris Allen was hurt in 2018. Came back last year, still didn't quite feel like he was back healthy, but he's having a monster year this season. One of the leaders in total tackles, he is the leader in tackles for loss with 6, is the team leader for sacks, one of the team leaders for quarterback hurries with 5, if I'm not mistaken. He's having a strong year, Christopher Allen. And then Phidarian Mathis, very much so improved this season. Josh Jobe is having an improved year. I mean, there are some times where he can still be a little bit too overly emotional at times, but he's controlled it some, playing a whole lot better. So those 3 of Allen, Mathis, and Jobe most improved. For Unsung Heroes, give me Will Reichert and Byron Young. Will Reichert, 8 for 8 on field goals this season, has made all 37 extra points. He has been a revelation in the kicking game. And Byron Young, that push on the line at defensive end, the energy he's shown, the tenacity he's shown, the effort he's shown, big-time player right there. So Unsung Heroes, Byron Young on the defensive line, Will Reichert there on special teams in the kicking game. Now we've got one of my favorites, or my favorite period, the Energy and Entertainment Award. Now, for me, I never played Division I college football, played 3 years of high school ball, but my personality was, when I walk into that locker room, I want my teammates feeling great, so I had the energy about myself. So when I walked in, my smile lit up the room, teammates were bouncing around me. They were happy that I was in the room there. So for the Energy and Entertainment Award, give me Jalen Waddle and Christian Barmore. Jalen Waddle's a guy, he almost takes on the persona of Tua Tagovailoa. When Jalen Waddle enters that room, it's fun, it's good times, it's great vibes, it's entertainment. Everybody wants to feed off the energy that is Jalen Waddle because he's just that darn exciting. I remember when he got hurt against Tennessee, Coach Saban said, I hurt for college football because college football loves what this young man brings to the table, but very much so high energy guy, Jalen Waddle. And then Christian Barmore, a guy that brings a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of effort, a lot of determination, a lot of stick-to-itiveness. Love Christian Barmore. So we go here now to the offensive and defensive MVPs here for yours truly. Offensive MVP, Mac Jones, self-explanatory, big-time year. He's gone from being overlooked and doubted to being a Heisman frontrunner to being somebody that people are looking at as a first-round draft pick for the 2021 venue. Mac Jones, offensive MVP. In terms of my defensive MVP, give me Malachi Moore, the true freshman, has made plays every single game this season. Johnny on the spot every single game this season. He has been a big-time star on defense, especially in the secondary. But those are just my mid-season awards here, courtesy of yours truly, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, rolling out the red carpet here for some of these players in the mid-season. Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.